Frank Martin, the ghost. Frank, man, thanks for reaching out. I appreciate it. Good to see you. Good to have you on. Just the first question up top of my mind is, man, what's been going on? What's been happening with you?
Man, just grinding, man, just chilling, waiting to get back in there.
Have you heard anything? Is there like any movement at all for you to get back? Do you have a date?
Hopefully, man, I go in August.
All right, all right. What's happening?
Hopefully,
What's
just
happening
look
in
like,
August?
hey, man, that's just one it could possibly be. Just gotta figure out some more of the details and go from there.
I think that's the rumored Tank Lamont rematch card, right?
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? It is your girl, Jab Queen Boxing, and we are back. Make sure you smash that like button on your way in. Let's get into it, baby. So, as y'all heard, it's a possibility that he may be coming back on Tank's Undercard. And if you all will remember, last year around this time, actually June 15th, I think, of last year, uh, Frank Martin went up against Gervonta Tank Davis, the face of boxing. He did end up obviously getting knocked out in that particular fight. However, up until he got knocked out, I thought that Frank was doing a pretty good job. He was doing a good job. I feel like he had a solid game plan. The only thing I will say about Frank, though, is that he did appear scared of Tank's power, right? Which probably is what caused him to move a lot during that fight and essentially get tired, which is probably what Tank wanted, and ended up getting him out of there in devastating fashion. So, fast forward to today, it appears as though he may be on the undercard of his last opponent, which is crazy to me. I mean, just like Devin being on Ryan's undercard, it's just crazy to me. But it's going to be interesting to see him back in the ring. He has been out for quite some time, so I'm looking forward to Frank coming back. He'll definitely be another piece of this puzzle at 140, and things look like they're starting to heat up. But let's listen to a little bit more of what he had to say.
I'm just ready to get back in there and get active. That's my biggest thing, getting in there and getting. I ain't fought in a year, so I want to get in there and just get active.
Yeah, what's been happening, man? What's been the holdup? Let me know what's been going on.
Just boxing. I was supposed to have fought like in December, but it ended up not falling through, and I just been inactive since.
What happened? Why didn't that fight in December go through?
What was the reasoning? It was spoke about, and like it kind of just fell out. It just kind of fell out. It was just a fight that was spoken about, and shit didn't fall through.
Who was the potential opponent for that one?
Edwin De Los Santos.
I actually think that would have been a good fight for Frank. Him and De Los Santos have both been out of the ring for a year. De Los Santos a little bit more than a year. Both of them coming off of a loss. This would have been a really good fight for Frank Martin to come back to. Obviously, De Los Santos now is searching for an opponent. Again, since Keyshawn missed the weight. Here is actually what Frank had to say about that.
Yeah, Edwin was supposed to fight Keyshawn, and whole freaking situation happened there. Yeah, what's your reaction to that?
He ducked that action.
You
I
think so?
honest, yeah, hell yeah, I think he ducked it. Actually made himself look bad, but man, I had De Los Santos pulling that fight out.
Mm.
I had him winning that fight
Why?
just cause, man, he tough. He a puncher. He tough. Um, I feel like Keyshawn do good against bangers. Like he could do good against a banger, but he had like the Albright guy who his brother lost to, or whatever his name is. Like guys who like tricky and springy, Keyshawn had problems with those type of guys. But flat footed, strong fighters who come forward, he do good against them.
It's interesting to hear Frank say that, honestly, because although I do like Keyshawn, I too was like, this is going to be a really good step up fight for him. I actually thought that Keyshawn would win, given everything that I stated just a moment ago. The fact that, De Los Santos has been out of the ring for a year plus. He didn't take like a tune up fight to get back into the swing of things. Keyshawn just fought Barenchik a few months ago. So I just felt like, Keyshawn with the activity would have been able to, get De Los Santos out of there. But obviously, Frank had a different opinion. But here's what he thought about a fight with Keyshawn himself.
In terms of Keyshawn, I know that your name and his name have revolved around each other in the past. Like, how close are we to seeing that potentially, Frank?
Shit, that fight can happen.
Yeah.
It can happen later this year. It can happen next year. I'm down to take that fight.
Hmm. What would like a potential fight between you and him like look like?
I'm gonna fuck him up. I'm gonna hurt
Yeah.
him
Why?
just cause he just talked too much. You know what I'm saying? He talked too much. He a good fighter, but he ain't really been, the guys who he fought, some of them was good fighters, but they just, Top Rank do a good job, man, at putting they guys in there with fighters who, they gonna look good against, and that's why I felt like De Los Santos was a little twist in the, in the styles that he been fighting, because he actually an explosive, quick, strong fighter. So that was kind of like a different style for him, but he fought Pedraza. Pedraza was a good fighter. He on his way out though, and all the other guys, for when he fought for his belt, like he ain't, no disrespect to the fighter he fought, but that guy was, that was easy work.
He went on to just, explain that he will be training with Buddy McGirt for his upcoming fights. It doesn't necessarily mean that he's done with Derek James. It just means that for this particular upcoming fight, he will be training with Buddy McGirt. So there's no bad blood there. He did go on to say some things about the Ryan and Rolly fight. He wasn't surprised that Rolly won because a lot of guys don't fight punchers. And then the moment they do, obviously things change. Now, I will say this, right? I can't wait for Frank to come back. I think he is a viable, boxer. I think he is skilled, but maybe Tank was right when he told him you should have waited. Um, and I don't necessarily think like that doesn't mean he can't come back because we had this conversation before about people taking a loss and coming back. So I'm excited to see how Frank bounces back, who he announces that his next opponent is, and what he looks like in the ring. These are still, semi young guys, and their window only gets smaller as time passes by. So hopefully, we'll see him back in the ring, possibly, like he said, on the undercard of the Tank and Lamont rematch. But there are several guys that he can get in there and mix it up with at 140. Obviously, Keyshawn being one of them, and several others. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see who he announces as his opponents. I will keep you all posted. Happy Friday. Until next time, y'all know what to do. Catch me on a panel.